And is this connected to our position as a small business owner? I mean, you have a small business, I have a small business. We're going to work with people who have a small business. We're the boss. You just said you were the main person getting in the way of your own company. I think I can relate to that. So there's always this one-to-one level reflection, influences, reciprocity, I don't know, between the business and our own person, and all the processes that are going around in the business and in the person, and vice versa. So the position of being the boss, which is sort of natural for a small business owner, makes some problems, but probably it also affects who we are, is affecting the business, but also our network and how we work together with other people and how we make joint efforts in creating some things in the world, like we are now joining our efforts to create something, and all small business owners work together with others. So is this a bit, can I say this is related to how bigger organizations also have these flows of energy, that we as small business owners also create things in our environment, in our network, and that we could work with that to clean it, to clear it up?
Yeah, if I understand you, the system is the same whether it's a large business or small business, but it's simply levels of complexity increase. And when working in large companies or even medium-sized companies, of course, you know, they say a small business is under 20 million. So,
oh my God.
so even our small businesses, when you work with bigger businesses than what you and I have, or what maybe some of our clientele have, then you
probably they won't have 20 million. So,
well, you simply work with parts of it, because they're a large company is simply a system with a center with many centers around it. And the same is true in your business or mine. There's a center and then many small centers. They're just fewer than in a big company. And so, but the process and the way energy moves is the same. And oftentimes, the issues that happen that a company is dealing with are not a consequence of anything that any of they themselves, the owners or their employees, have done. Sometimes it's your supply chain. Sometimes it's your vendors. Sometimes it's the way the raw materials of whatever product you offer were obtained, and where they're obtained. And it's very common that someone will come to me and they'll say, you know, I'm difficulty making sales, and we take a look up their supply chain and then look up their raw materials of the little object they're selling, and that they were obtained through what do you want to call it? Disrespectful labor, where people were exploited. They were obtained on land that was obtained illegally, or there were shady deals around the purchase of the property where the resources were. Now there's a mower going on outside I'm in my home office, and there's a lawnmower going out here, so I don't know whether you can hear it.
I cannot hear anything of a mower, so good for the grass, no problem over here.
Okay.
It's okay. Now, I was just wondering what you were saying about some of the things, the supplies were obtained in a disrespectful way. Could that apply also for people who sell information or services like us? We don't sell products, but we sell service. We sell our knowledge, our information. We gathered this information from all different sources. I personally think it is a good thing to make clear where, as you just did in the mystical traditions, in Hellinger work, that it all comes together, and then of course you add your own interpretation, your own style, your own personality, energy, etc. But it is a good thing to make clear where it all comes from. And so I think that could be the same for selling services or information, that you have to be respectful, you have to make it clear, it should be honest sources. How do you feel about that? Is it making sense what I'm saying now, or?
Oh yeah, in fact, I'm appreciating you saying this, because the services are fit in the same category, and I'm remembering a very large and what's now successful yoga studio, where the owner came to me and she said, I'm really having difficulty keeping enough yoga teachers. And so I asked her whether she honored her teachers and the particular yoga tradition that she's a part of. And so we did a constellation, and we did an honoring of the founders of her particular type of yoga, and honoring the path, and honoring her individual teachers. And then I asked her to place in her studio somewhere photographs of the founder of her tradition, and to have what I called an honor wall, where she pays respect to the lineage and the path.
Like a little altar, or yeah.
Well, it could be an altar. It's there's a beautiful thing in a lot of Chinese restaurants that I go into. They always have an altar, and yet in some business settings, an altar might not be right, but you can certainly have something on the wall.
Yeah.
And within something like 4 months after she did this, suddenly there was a little slight turnover in yoga teachers, and she had the right staffs, and they were turning up and showing up for their classes, and everything smoothed out with something that simple as honoring and acknowledging where the services came from.
Sounds like magic exists after all, Stephen.
I think so.
Yes.
In fact, my term fields of grace, that it came to me years ago, probably 15 years ago at least, when I was running. And to me, it has to do with grace moves and love heals. And that applies whether it's a personal life or an organizational life. That to me, the energy in the cosmos, in the universe, is love. And sometimes we experience it in a gentle or nice, beautiful flow. And sometimes we experience it in forms of difficulty. And the punchline, I think, all of us want a good life, and to be able to be ourselves, and to express ourselves in the ways we want. And that happens in a business life, and it happens in a personal life or a family life. And that's what this work is about, is really moving us toward having the kind of expression we want. And in the sense that the universe or cosmos or the mystery is love, so are we. And our jobs on the planet, I think, are to be fully expressed, or to love completely. And I don't mean in any new age, airy-fairy way, but I mean simply to be who we are and do what we can do to the best of our ability, so that we have the kind of experiences and expression we want. That's love. And I guess I said enough there. Your turn.
Yeah, you could talk for hours, but I think you expressed it quite clearly and to the point, or I don't know exactly the English words that I could use, maybe, but yeah, something like that.
Well, you always blow me away, because here you are in your life not talking English, and then as soon as you get to me, you talk English, and it's perfect. So I'm always tickled with your ability. So thank you.
Thank you for that. Lots of compliments going around the globe right now.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
No, it's okay.